The Colts chasing an unbeaten season. They are 14-0. They've won 23 straight regular season games, and we're underway. Simpson will not run it out, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. Manning on first down. Going to give it on the end around. This is the rookie Austin Collie trying to leap over the tackler Eric Smith and didn't quite make the leap.
And afterwards, Eric Smith shakes his head with, no, 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 no. You think I'm going low, but I see what you're going to do. That's we've seen some players doing that recently with some degree of success. Not that time. Great work by Eric Smith.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Manning on the move. Looking and throwing, and over the middle, he's got Dallas Clark across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Well, that's something that is not a staple of the Colts offense. Peyton Manning stretching it all the way to the sideline before he throws the football. Not the most fleet of foot quarterback.
Dallas Clark now 3rd tight end all time. Oh, gosh, 90 catches, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns in a season. From the 37-yard line, Joseph Adai with the handoff. And Adai off the right side across the 40. Quick pass on 2nd and 3 and a little behind. Collie incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 3. And we have a penalty marker down. And this will go against Indianapolis.
Illegal formation, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They're on the bottom of your screen right now.
On 2nd and 8, Adai. Cutting move up the middle, and then just short of the 45 is hit by David Harris. A pickup of 5 will make it 3rd and 3.
Well, you know, a dream scenario for Jim Caldwell, the head coach of the Colts, in his first year, not a bad start, being 14-0, would be for his team to get out to a comfortable lead. But understand, they're going against the #1 overall defense in the NFL in the Jets. Building a lead might not be easy.
Manning from the shotgun, going to throw out here, in and out of the hands of Dallas Clark. The intended receiver, and Dwight Lowry was covering.
Well, Peyton certainly did his part. He throws a strike to Dallas Clark, and he puts it where Dallas Clark sees the ball. He comes to a stop, puts it on the back shoulder, but Dallas Clark, that is a ball that rarely does he not handle cleanly.
Jericho Cotchery is deep for the kick. At McAfee. High floating kick. Cotchery will let it bounce. And it takes a Colt bounce. And dies at the 5-yard line. It bears repeating. Nothing could have gone better for Rex Ryan and the Jets than things have today. And they have a win today and a win next week against Cincinnati, and they're in the postseason. Sanchez and company from the 5-yard line. Into the flat and complete to the tight end, Dustin Keller, and out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. 2nd and 5. Sanchez pulls it down and throws it away. It'll be 3rd and 5. Short drop on the slant, incomplete. Pass on the far side intended for Braylon Edwards, broken up by Tim Jennings.
Well, Mark Sanchez throws a good football. Just a quick slant, and you can see right there Jennings, good coverage, gets the hands on Braylon Edwards, but that ball actually hits Edwards in the chest. That ball was catchable.
TJ rushing is deep for the punt upcoming from Steve Weatherford. James at his own 39. Across the 45.
Should get to 50,000 if he plays long enough here this afternoon.
First down from the 46-yard line. Joseph Adai, left side, across midfield into Jet territory to the 48-yard line. Darrelle Revis coming up to make the stop. And these Jets, they win today, they win next week, they're in the postseason. And last night, before the teams ahead of them lost earlier today, Rex Ryan told us, we're going to make Peyton Manning play the whole game if they want to win this game.
Well, you know, keep in mind a discouraged Rex Ryan after their loss to Atlanta last week said, we're out of the playoffs entirely. They go from that scenario to now in control of their own destiny, which is so rare.
Penalty marker down.
What a turnaround for the New York Jets.
Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
A few offensive mistakes to get started here. That one's on Kyle DeVan, the first-year guard from Oregon State. Yes, Rex said he was so depressed after the loss to Atlanta last week, and then Monday he comes in and goes, oh, we're still alive. And
in reality, it wasn't just Rex. When we talked to every Jets player, they thought they were out of it as well. Rex wasn't the only guy who thought that.
2nd and 9. Manning, far side of the field, and that's complete. And first down yardage for Austin Collie to the 40-yard line.
Well, nice work by Austin Collie of running an excellent route, and he gets a strike from Peyton Manning. But then it's the yards after the catch here and forcing Lito Shepherd to miss the tackle that's going to result in the Colts' first down. That's a nice, crisp route. Way to break it off, and just look at that. Man, that is there's a lot to like about this 4th-round draft choice out of BYU.
Donald Brown into the game. He's missed the last 3 games with a chest injury. He is the first-round draft pick out of UConn. And he gets the handoff. And running room. And very close to another first down, just shy of the New York Jet 30-yard line.
Well, nice run blocking by a group that doesn't do a whole lot of it. This is a team that is tied for last in the NFL in rushing the football. But as they get ready for the playoffs, home field throughout, what a nice time to be getting Donald Brown back and get him some work before the end of the regular season.
2nd and 1.
There's Peyton Manning. He got the Jets to move around a little bit. Did he get a tip?
Brown. And looks like he just managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It is a continual cat and mouse game between Peyton Manning and the defenders on the other side, who just try so hard not to take that one step, that one shoulder lean that might tip off a blitz. But now Rex Ryan also said, hey, we're going to bait Peyton Manning. We're going to fake some things. We're going to maybe try to look like we're giving things away. So we'll see how it goes. Take a look at that. Over 50% in the NFL on 3rd down. An extraordinary number.
And not just this season. Every season.
22 as well.
On 3rd and 1, Brown. And let's see where they spot the ball.
Well, this is going to be awfully close, but Donald Brown wasn't anywhere near it when he was first stacked up, but boy did he keep driving. But it looked to me like he had to get across the 30, and I don't believe he did.
And we're going to get a measurement, our first of the day. Terry McCauley is our referee today.
If you look at where the ground marker is on the other side, it looks like he's about 18 inches or so short. And that would be about right.
Peyton Manning still on the field. Still on the field for 4th down.
They're going for it. Now they've got Adam Vinatieri back as their kicker, but he hasn't kicked a field goal in almost 3 months because he had knee surgery.
There's number 4.
Not sure they want to start him off with a 48-yarder.
So Donald Brown in the backfield behind Manning. 4th and 1.
Hold him high. Hold him high. Back 11.
Manning doing what he does at the line. Brown looking for the first down, and looks like he came up short. And here's a late penalty flag.
Boy, what a heck of a play by
Tripping.
Sean Ellis.
Defense number 57.
Whoa.
Automatic first down.
That's a tripping call against Bart Scott.
Well, that negates a heck of a play. Sean Ellis got upfield. All right, let's take a look at it, see if we can see it. Oh, right there. Look at Bart Scott. He sticks out the leg, and he tripped. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty blatant. That was a pretty easy call for the official.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
And that gives Manning and the Colts a first down at the Jet 20.
12. You might have 57. You might have 57. Hurry.
Play fake. Manning waits, throws this side for Reggie Wayne, incomplete. First time today Manning has thrown in the direction of Reggie Wayne, who is playing out there on Revis Island, Dan.
Yes, and the Jets force you to throw at Darrelle Revis because they bracket everybody else on the field, leaving Revis alone with the other team's #1 receiver. That's how much confidence they have in Darrelle Revis and his ability to handle the other team's A receiver.
That Manning to Wayne duo has accounted for 61 touchdowns. On 2nd and 10, a dive straight up the middle, touchdown.
You know, sometimes as a fan, you go, man, why does a team run the football in long yardage situations? That's why. Because a lot of times everybody goes upfield and no one is defending the middle. Everyone is sprinting to their coverages. And look out.
Joseph Adai's 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Beautifully blocked up front by the guys in blue.
Vinatieri has blocked. The extra point, no gimme.
But a block.
The extra point blocked.
And that turns a touchdown into 2 field goals.
And there's Brian Thomas, who got a hand on the football and blocked it. Meanwhile, Brad Smith in the end zone will not run it out for the Jets. Back in Indianapolis, the Colts on top 6-0, and the Jets start from their own 20-yard line. Thomas Jones, the deep back behind Sanchez. And Jones will get the handoff and get maybe a yard and a half. Let's go back to that blocked extra point, Dan.
Here's Brian Thomas lined up right here. Watch him get the penetration, and then he's going to get his right hand up right there, and he blocks Vinatieri's kick. And that is not Vinatieri's fault. That is just way too much penetration. And the Jets, who had their share of special team problems last week in that loss to Atlanta, at least Mike Westhoff's group got off to a better start here today.
2nd and 8. Jones again. Spins his way close to the 25-yard line. And Brad Smith took the snap. And now goes to the sideline, and Sanchez comes on again.
Well, they lost the ability to run what they called the Seminole offense when Leon Washington went down. And Brad Smith gives them that same skill set because of his background as a quarterback and a runner at Missouri.
Now 3rd and 5. Sanchez pumps over the middle, complete across the 35 to the 36 is Jericho Cotchery for a first down.
Good job there by Mark Sanchez and his offensive line, giving him a really nice pocket. That takes a little time to execute that pump fake, then reset and go again.
Talking with Sanchez and with Rex Ryan, it sounds like the operative word between the two of them this week was fun.
Well, yeah, they say, you know, it's kind of a mixed message, though, isn't it? Have fun, go back to the way you were at the beginning of the season. Oh, by the way, don't make any mistakes with the football.
Play fake. Sanchez steps up, throws, penalty marker flies as the pass is picked off. This is Kelvin Hayden. Out of bounds at about the Jet 42-yard line. Let's check the flag.
It's almost certain.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 26. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The man who intercepted the ball, Kelvin Hayden, guilty of the penalty.
Now, when you see that flag come flying out of the secondary like that, that's 95 times out of 100 where that's going to go against the defense. So the crowd a little premature in getting worked up over that.
So the Jets now will have the ball at their own 41-yard line. It's a first down. We are under 5 minutes to play for the first quarter. Jones to the 45.
And if the Jets are to win this game today, they have to be able to pound Thomas Jones in there repeatedly. They just don't have any other scenario. It's hard for me to imagine them winning this game by Mark Sanchez throwing the ball 35 or 40 times. Ball control, eat up clock, keep Manning over there, but they have got to get a running game that's a real threat on first and second down.
Sanchez gives straight ahead is Jones across midfield to the 45. And the rookie Ramon Humber with the stop for Indianapolis.
We'll take a look at the Jets and, you know, kind of what's happening. They're rushing offense. They run it more than anybody in the league. Their total defense first, points per game. But then look at this. They've also, as good as that defense is, they've blown fourth quarter leads. They have 21 interceptions on offense, and their red zone conversion rate is not so hot. So even though those defensive numbers are glossy on one side, they're a little weak on the other.
Here's a reverse. This is Clowney, and Clowney wrapped up back at his own 41-yard line by Philip Wheeler. A loss of 14 on the play.
When you're going against a defense with great team speed like the Colts have, you hope that it works to your advantage because they all overflowed to the other side. But that certainly wasn't the case here. Man, can they react and come back, and Brian Schottenheimer, he knew that play was dead halfway through it. You will not beat the Colts to the edge unless they make a mistake.
2nd and 24. The give to Jones, out to the 45. And Sanchez was fighting the play clock on that snap.
Now, Robert Mathis isn't playing today for the Colts defensively. He's sitting this one out. He's got a sore quad. But Dwight Freeney is going to get a limited number of snaps. And you see number 93 right there. In a passing situation, he's playing. So this is a Colts team, at least early in this game. Their frontline people that are suited up are playing.
Sanchez needs the Indianapolis 35 for a first down. Short pass. That one is complete. This is Danny Woodhead, and Woodhead is brought down at the Indianapolis 47, well short of a first down. We were talking about special teams for the New York Jets. Something to keep an eye on. They have faked a punt 4 times this season.
Well, Mike Westhoff is he's the dean of special teams coaches in this league. He's not afraid to try it.
Weatherford lifts this one. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 10-yard line by T.J. Rushing. Manning and the Colts from their own 10-yard line. There is Darrelle Revis. Locked up on Reggie Wayne, number 87.
Right there at the bottom again.
Play fake. Manning throws. Crossing complete. Austin Collie, and Collie out of bounds. First down, Colts, all the way out to the 38.
Well, you saw Reggie Wayne lined up at the bottom of your screen. Well, Reggie goes deep The defense goes with him, and that clears out everything underneath. And how is Lito Shepherd supposed to run all the way across the field with man coverage on Austin Collie? That's asking the impossible. Shepherd almost let him go and gave him so much room, he acted like he thought he was going to have help to the inside.
On first down here, Donald Brown trying the right side and getting maybe a yard to the 39. Sean Ellis with the stop.
It's really interesting to watch Peyton Manning run this offense. When Peyton Manning wants things to go quickly like this and trying to switch, he caught the Jets with too many men on the field. Peyton Manning, if he sees you trying to substitute defensively.
5-yard penalty, second down.
That offense is so disciplined, they will run to the line, they'll get set, and Peyton will do it to you every time. There's a free 5 yards. Rex Ryan is complaining that they weren't set, but this team, they practice this so much. Peyton barks something out, and boy, they snap up there and get down.
They're used to it.
Yes, they are used to it.
Manning this time from the shotgun. And the give is to Brown. To the 45. And that may well be the last play of the first quarter.
You know, Greg, not many guys are in as control of their universe as is Peyton Manning. We laughed a minute ago when he wanted the crowd to quiet down. He put his arms out, his hands down, and this place sounded like church right before a prayer.
We've come to the end of the first quarter here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. 3rd and 4 for Manning as we start the second quarter. Manning throws this side, and that is complete to Donald Brown out of the backfield. First down. Out of bounds at the 43 of the Jets.
Well, Peyton drops this in really beautifully. Look at that, right onto the hands. That was good work by Brown. Now, Rex Ryan made no secret of the fact that they would like to knock Manning around and every time make Jim Caldwell look at that and go, gee whiz, how long do I want to leave him out there? Peyton thought that one was a little late, and it was close.
First down from the 43. Manning up the sideline for Collie. In and out of his hands, and a penalty marker flies. Lito Shepherd was covering. And Lito Shepherd will get the interference call.
Pass interference, defense number 26. Automatic, first down.
If there is single coverage anywhere on the field, Peyton Manning is going to find it. Well, that contact came well after the 5 yards. But it's the left arm. Watch the left arm of Lito Shepherd as he wraps it around Collie before the football gets there and then pulls his torso along.
That sets the Colts up at the Jet 19. On first down, fake to a dive. Manning throws. And that one is complete inside the 20 to Guion Robinson. And the pickup of 2 will make it 2nd and 8.
Well, Peyton Manning now with 74 yards on the day. Remember, he needed 159 to get to that magic number of 50,000 where he would join Marino, Favre, and Elway.
Indianapolis deadly in the red zone. Manning short pop over the middle. Dallas Clark to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, excellent pass protection at the beginning. They pick up the New York blitz, and then Dallas Clark, who wasn't challenged, leaving the line of scrimmage. It's one of the things the Jets talked about. Take a look at Joseph Adai stepping across, picking up the blitz. But one of the things the Jets talked about was Dallas Clark is not Tony Gonzalez in of being a really physical guy. They were hoping to jostle him a little more at the line of scrimmage, making his releases a little more difficult.
First and goal. A dive. Hit hard at the line of scrimmage, spun forward to the 4. Marcus Douglas administering that hit at the line of scrimmage.
And a good hit that was. You're right.
Manning in a hurry. Gives it straight ahead to a dive.
I always thought that going quick like that is great if you're doing a pass play. Maybe you catch them off balance. I never thought an offensive line got a really good surge off the ball when you really did it quickly like that. That there's too much indecision and it's not a uniform blast off the ball.
Manning now with a 3rd and goal from the 4.
Scramble left! Scramble left! 6-2 west! 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 Oklahoma! 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 Block 11!
Straight drive into the end zone, incomplete off the hands of Reggie Wayne.
Well, Darrelle Revis and Reggie Wayne, boy, do they have a thing going on here. And this is Peyton Manning trying to throw it back behind, and that's just, he's throwing it away from Revis, but he had Reggie Wayne with a better throw, more to the body. Peyton would have had a touchdown.
And here's Adam Vinatieri with a 22-yard attempt. Had an extra point blocked in the first quarter. This kick on its way and good. Lots at stake today. Brad Smith will not run this one out of the end zone. In the shotgun position and hands it off to Sean Green, the rookie. And the rookie barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
And it's 1 and done for Brad Smith. He's in. He's headed to the sidelines. Here comes Mark Sanchez back out to the field. And that didn't seem to rattle the Colts to any great length.
Dan, so far today, the New York Jets have 9 yards rushing. They come into the game leading the league in rushing, averaging 164 yards a game.
Sanchez needs more help than that.
Short drop. Sanchez throws, and that's complete to about the 25 to the tight end, Dustin Keller. And Gary Brackett makes the stop.
Well, I know that when you're a rookie, you're under a lot of scrutiny. On the left, we see Mark Sanchez's rookie numbers through 14 games. Those are Peyton Manning's numbers, his first 14 games back in 1998. And you see Peyton threw more interceptions. He already had 25. But if you also notice, he knew how to find the end zone with 24 touchdowns.
But Peyton did tell us he kind of wished he had a rookie season, which amounted to what Mark Sanchez has in front of him.
Well, he only won 3 games.
3rd and 5. Fakes the pass, gives to Green. Green cut down short of the first down at about the 28.5-yard line.
The other thing about that rookie season that Peyton Manning wishes would go away, but it won't because he set the NFL record, was the most interceptions ever thrown by a rookie quarterback with 28. And I think that that record will be safe this year. It'll live on, much to Peyton's chagrin.
But he pointed out, and it's a good point, Mark Sanchez, unlike Peyton's rookie year, Mark Sanchez has a shot at the postseason.
Yeah.
TJ Rushing is deep for the kick. Good kick by Rutherford. And nice special teams play. He's lassoed out of bounds on the far side of the field. First down from the Indianapolis 21-yard line, and Donald Brown in the backfield. Play fake to him. Manning throws. And Reggie Wayne is open and incomplete.
Well, Revis Island that time got flooded a little bit because Reggie Wayne had him. Look at this route by Reggie. He's right there a little, and Revis totally acting like he thought Wayne was going to break off the pattern, and beaten badly on the play, but Peyton just overthrows Reggie Wayne.
Darrelle Revis told us he felt that Reggie Wayne will be the best route runner he's faced this season.
Well, Reggie Wayne did something right there with that little stutter where Revis thought he was going to sit down and break off the pattern.
2nd and 10. Donald Brown lassoed back at the 15-yard line by Calvin Pace.
Well, Calvin Pace missed the first 4 games of the season because of a league suspension, and he's probably the best pass rusher that the Jets have. There he is at the top of the screen. And Tony Hugo, that's just the classic block by a tackle on a draw play. You steer the end upfield. But that was so slow developing that Pace able to make the play.
3rd and 14. Man stepping up and over the middle and got Collie across the 35 to the 39 and a first down.
Well, good look at the Colts going max protection. 2 guys in the backfield right there staying in to block, and that allows Peyton Manning to step upfield, and the Jets undisciplined in their pass rush. Nobody was on the lanes to the inside. Manning had a wide open field to step up.
And number 97, Calvin Pace, is still on his back, and we'll take a timeout with 8:24 to play in the first half. As we come back to Indianapolis, it appeared to be a cramp. Calvin Pace walked off the field under his own power and looks like he's set to come back in at the first opportunity. First down. Colts at their own 39. Manning on the move, throws far side of the field. Here's a penalty marker.
Darrelle Revis with the classic "who me," hands outstretched over on the other sideline.
Illegal contact, defense number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, you can't play against a receiver like Reggie Wayne without stretching a little bit, but there's that second hands-on, which came well after the 5 yards. The first time we saw Revis with his hands on Wayne, that was inside of 5 yards, but the second one, as Wayne was trying to cut back to the sideline, well beyond it.
Indy with 10 first downs to the Jets 3. Donald Brown stacked up by Bart Scott.
Well, that was really an outstanding job. Right there in front of you, 57, Bart Scott. Look at him just club Ryan Deem out of the way. The big right tackle. Keep in mind, that guy weighs 320 pounds. And Bart Scott, with that big, massive right arm club, just knocked him out of the way and made the play.
2nd and 15.
You don't see that every day out of the linebacker.
Star left. 32 is right. That's 4 out there. Star left.
Manning looking left, throwing left, has Wayne at midfield.
Well, this offensive line and pass protection unit leads the NFL with only 10 sacks allowed, and they just stuffed the blitz. So that means Darrelle Revis, who's on man coverage, has got to hold it a little bit longer. Wayne sold him on going deep, and Peyton just delivers the ball that Wayne's able to make the reaction on back behind him. Great, and I mean great pass protection.
Score right. 32
Now
is
3rd and 3.
37 fight. That's 4 out there. James. Michael up.
You hear Peyton being Peyton, and he's going to loft it for Dallas Clark off of his fingertips.
Oh man, Peyton has just got to be beside himself. Whoa, it's a couple of times now. Earlier we saw him with just a little too far for Reggie Wayne, and this time it's Dallas Clark. Eric Smith in a trail position all the way. And I can't imagine the sigh of relief that a defensive back feels when he sees that ball hit the ground. That is an exhale you can hear all the way up here.
Jericho Cotchery back at his own 10. He's going to let this one bounce inside the 5 and go into the end zone. Sanchez from his own 20. Going to throw. Sean Green, Tony Richardson out of the backfield. And he's out to the 25-yard line.
Well, one more look at how close this came to being a completion. Dallas Clark with some of the great hands in the NFL. And look at that. There, you know, that's a guy. This is the way you play when you're 14-0 and you raise the bar so high. He's really angry with himself for not bringing that in. When that would have been a sensational.
He's done pretty well this year.
Not bad.
2nd and 5. Green. And Green running hard to the 29 will be a yard short of a first down.
The Jets have just got to stay with running the football. Brian Schottenheimer has no choice. That is who they are. They came into this game running the football 148 times more than they threw it. That is an identity that you can't get away from.
Just 17 on the ground today. The give is to Thomas Jones, and Jones right at the first down marker at the 30-yard line.
Well, first blush, it looked to me like he had it.
And it is a first down. Yeah. You know, lots of conversation this week, too, about Brian Schottenheimer. And Rex Ryan flat out told us yesterday if he wants to come back as the offensive coordinator next year, he's welcome back.
No, Rex was pretty adamant in his support for Schottenheimer, who's in his 4th year. Mistakes are going to be made by a rookie quarterback. It's not all at the feet of the offensive coordinator.
Quick slant. That one is complete and across the 40-yard line to Braylon Edwards. And, you know, with all the playoff scenarios about, you can't blame JB if he goes beep at some point today. This is Green. And Green running room on the right side and out to about the 46. Aaron Francisco with the stop, and the Jets now getting that ground game into gear a little bit.
Yeah, for the first time offensively, you're starting to feel a little rhythm. You know, they haven't crossed midfield yet, so I don't think it's time yet to get overly excited, but still positive first down. You get yourself into a manageable 2nd and 5. And again, this is just the Jets have got to grind away at this.
Meanwhile, we are under 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Sanchez pumps, looks, throws, sideline, and that is complete inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line to Jericho Cotchery. That's a first down for the Jets.
Well, that's where running the football will buy you a little extra time, and that's exactly what he had. Mark Sanchez had all the time he needed to set up firmly, step into the throw. Tom Moore there with the white hair, and Peyton Manning going over what they'd like to do if they get another shot at it.
3 first downs on this drive alone, matching what they had the entire game. Green, right side. Running hard up the sideline, all the way inside the 20-yard line.
Well, here's the Jets running game that we've seen an awful lot this year. Take a look, getting outside. Great job by Brandon Moore. Pulls out from his right guard spot, gets downfield. Jericho Cotchery did good work downfield with a block. Now the Jets running game starting to look like something.
Line of scrimmage will be the Indianapolis 21. Thomas Jones replaces Green in the backfield. Jones stood up at the line of scrimmage, may have gotten a yard, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Sanchez 3 out of 3 throwing on this drive.
Emptied the backfield.
He gets buried back at the 29 by Dwight Freeney.
And one of the New York Jets linemen is hurt. There was a real collision.
That's Damian Woody, the 11-year veteran.
Watch the get off by Dwight Freeney, who's unblocked. How in the world, and look at Damian Woody get rolled up from behind. How do you turn loose maybe the best pure pass rusher in football? What a gaffe by the Jets. And Damian Woody has paid the price for somebody's mistake.
Dwight Freeney, the Colts' all-time sack leader. That's his 83rd career.
If you don't do anything when you walk to the line of scrimmage, you identify 93 and you say, let's pick him up. And at the last second, Mark Sanchez sees him, is able to protect himself, but Woody's right leg got caught in the pileup.
And Damian Woody looks fortunate to be able to walk off the field under his own power. 3rd and 17.
Now Jets, 93 is still on the field. There he is, staring at you. I'd try to block him.
Sanchez, quick slant inside the 20, complete to David Clowney. We often talk about how guys change games.
Well, they took turns last week. One was a bad snap, another was a bad hold, another was a bad kick.
This one from 35 yards out, on its way, and good. So with 1:44 to play in the first half, the Jets get on the board.
Well, and for the first time this half, the Jets actually put together a good-looking drive. Yes, they weren't able to finish it off, but it was doing what the Jets do, predominantly running the football.
Has a 93-yard return of a kick for a touchdown. To his credit, he will take this one out of the end zone. 20. Breaks it to the outside. And knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Terrific return by Chad Simpson. Jay Feely made the stop.
Well, Jay Feely is not some frail little lightweight kicker. He may not be the tallest guy, but Jay's a weightlifter, and he's not afraid to stick it in there. Good job by Jay. Gets the head across, the shoulder pad on the thigh pad, puts him down.
Meanwhile, Peyton Manning on the day, 8 of 13, 119 yards.
Of course, you'd expect a tackle like that from a Michigan guy.
Of course. Reggie Wayne with Darrelle Revis on it.
Wayne's only got one catch in this half.
Manning throwing over the middle, incomplete. Fans want a flag, and here comes one.
Pass interference, defense, automatic, first down.
That will move the Colts out to their own 44.
Score left. 52's down. 33 is fight. 6. 74.
Manning throwing far side. That's Reggie Wayne. First down yardage, out of bounds inside the Jet 45.
And the Jets that time came with an all-out blitz, and Wayne identifies it, Manning identifies it, and gets rid of the football. There are 8 Jets coming after Peyton Manning, and they don't even get a hit on him because how quickly he identifies it and throws the football. That's where Peyton Manning will just eat you up on an all-out blitz.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Manning quick pass this way to Austin Collie, and Collie is wrapped up at about the 44-yard line, about the line of scrimmage. Lito Shepherd was quick to the football.
Brian Thomas looks like he's a little bit tired, and again, here go the Colts hurrying it up.
52's down. 57's right. 33's 4.
1 minute to play.
You call Raider, right?
Lots of conversation on the field prior to the snap. Manning up the sideline. Incomplete. Wayne, the intended receiver, Revis shadowing.
Well, and Peyton did the only thing he could do was basically throw that football out of bounds. That was perfect, and I mean perfect coverage by Darrelle Revis. You just watch this. You can't do it. You get the little jam, and then there you're just talk about shoulder to shoulder and right. And where's Peyton Manning going to throw the football? anywhere that Reggie Wayne could have made a catch. There was no window there.
Darrelle Revis playing his first ever game against Peyton Manning.
And Darrelle Revis trying to make a case for the defensive MVP. He's got to be in the running for it.
3rd and 10. Manning throwing, and that's incomplete. And the fans want a call as Dallas Clark was hit by Dwight Lowry. They don't get it.
Well, let's watch this coverage by Lowry. He does not get a jam on Clark. And that is a good job by the official. You can see Lowry reaches out for him, but doesn't really. He actually tried to grab Dallas Clark and was so far away from him, he couldn't pull it off.
He came up short on the interference.
You don't see that every day.
McAfee to kick, Cotchery deep. Fair catch called for and made at the 9-yard line with 38 seconds to play in the first half. Straight ahead is Thomas Jones.
Well, that last one we showed, the overthrow to Dallas Clark, it was 9-0 at the time. That would have put the ball down around the 10-yard line or so of the Jets, and we might have been looking at a 16-0 Colt lead at that point in time. So I think the Jets right now got to be feeling pretty good about things at 9-3.
Colts called a timeout to stop the clock at 32 seconds. Straight ahead is Thomas Jones.
Well, that last one we showed, the overthrow to Dallas Clark, it was 9-0 at the time. That would have put the ball down around the 10-yard line or so of the Jets, and we might have been looking at a 16-0 Colt lead at that point in time. So I think the Jets right now got to be feeling pretty good about things at 9-3.
Colts called a timeout to stop the clock at 32 seconds. Just a reminder, the Jets can make the postseason with a win here today and a win next week against the Cincinnati Bengals, who today clinched the AFC North.
And the interesting thing is that normally when you look at a playoff scenario, you need help from, X, Y, and Z, not the Jets. They need no one's help other than what they can provide themselves.
Second and 5, Sean Green bouncing to the outside. Or I think it's Thomas Jones, excuse me. And another timeout stops the clock. The Colts use their 3rd to stop the clock with 25 seconds to play. And just to refresh that AFC playoff picture, all division leaders confirmed: Indianapolis, San Diego, New England, and Cincinnati. And the Colts and the Chargers with the first-round bye. And it looks like the rest of creation is still in the hunt for the wild card.
Yeah, that's we know for sure that Indianapolis is the #1 seed. San Diego is #2. So it is but boy, that is some jumbled up mess there in the wild card. And how fortunate the Jets are that everything fell their way this morning.
Fortunately, our experts back in New York are ready to confirm everything back in the studio. Thomas Jones wrapped up short of the 20-yard line. And that should run out the rest of the clock here in the first half. Colts are out of timeouts. The Jets will not stop the clock. And time will wind down on the first half. And you know what's looming? That blocked extra point. The New York Jets will get their hands on the ball first. That is Brad Smith deep. And Smith will run it out to the 20. Breaking loose, up the sideline, one man to beat, Brad Smith. All the way to the end zone. That looked to be about 105 yards. We'll wait for the official number, but Brad Smith appeared to take that one halfway through the end zone and brought it back. And look at the New York Jets.
Well, especially after last week, where the special teams took a lot of the blame for that real discouraging loss to the Atlanta Falcons. Now the special teams have come through with a blocked extra point and a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Tiptoes up the sideline, does not go out of bounds. It is officially 106 yards. The extra point is good. In 12 seconds, Brad Smith just authored the longest play in New York Jets history, a 106-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Chad Simpson, 2 yards deep in the end zone. And doesn't make it back to the 20-yard line. Let's go back and take another look.
Well, a serious breakdown by the Colts on that side of the field in terms of contain, because right there around the ankle, McAfee's the first Colt that touches him. And oh, I'm telling you, Mike Westhoff, yes, sir.
From the 19-yard line. That blocked extra point, the difference. The Jets on top 10-9.
Well, 15 low. Well, 15 low.
This is Donald Brown. And Brown across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. Brad Smith with the huge return. And that 106-yard return tied for the second longest kick return in NFL history. Ellis Hobbs returned 108 yards.
Roy Green might have had a 106. I might have, former teammate of mine, I might have watched that.
Get a good look at that one?
Yeah, I did.
2nd and 7. Manning throws to Wayne, and Wayne diving ahead. First down yardage out to about the 34-yard line.
Well, this New York Jets team has so much to play for today. The intensity that they've got to display this second half, it sure better reflect the opportunity that was given to them by the 3 teams they needed to lose this morning, earlier this afternoon, all losing.
Here's Donald Brown. And Brown across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Brian Thomas made the stop.
Well, Reggie Wayne and Peyton Manning, with that last completion, have now tied Jim Kelly and Andre Reed at 663 yards in pursuit of Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, who have a comfortable lead.
Quick pass out to the far side. Dallas Clark cuts inside a tackler and out close to a first down at the 44-yard line.
Now, tight ends aren't supposed to be able to make people miss quite that easily, but that's exactly what Dallas Clark does. He's a hybrid tight end, and Strickland just goes right past him. He can't stop his momentum nearly as quick as Dallas Clark did. What a special football player.
Manning now first down from his own 44. Throwing up the sideline. That catch is made. Austin Collie.
And I think that puts him over 50,000. That puts Peyton Manning in very elite company. Favre, Marino, Elway.
And he's back to work in a hurry. The handoff to Brown, trying to turn the right side to about the 26.
And that was, by the way, that was a heck of a pass to do it on. What a strike from Peyton Manning. As you can see, he's the fastest to get to that milestone in terms of the number of games played at 191, and also the youngest, 2 years younger than either Brett Favre or Dan Marino.
Meanwhile, a guy that the Jets can ill afford to lose because they are very thin on defensive linemen. Mike DeVito is down.
They only suited 4 defensive linemen up for this game, and DeVito one of the 4. Let's go back and take a look at this throw from Peyton Manning and just talk about that. This is Austin Collie working against Lito Shepherd. Collie looks at the football. He's reacting to it. Shepherd's arguing that he was pushed off, but not really. Shepherd didn't know where the football was. Collie did. But that thing was the proverbial frozen rope on its way to Austin Collie.
Meanwhile, Mike DeVito helped onto his feet.
And Austin Collie being a rookie, Greg, don't think he won't tell a few people that I caught the pass that put Peyton Manning over 50,000 yards.
So Mike DeVito walks off the field under his own power. And Manning and company are looking at a 2nd and 4. And Manning has answered that kickoff return with gusto. 173 yards. Donald Brown in the backfield. Manning throwing. Clark got it inside the 10. 1st and goal.
This pass protection by the Colts is just a thing of beauty. It is it's magnificent to watch it. Look at Donald Brown, who makes a fake over left tackle, jump all the way back over to the other side to pick up the blitzer. And Eric Smith has the unenviable task of trying to trail Dallas Clark. But that pass protection by a rookie in Donald Brown was off the charts good.
1st and goal from the 7. Donald Brown breaking free to the end zone. No, he's whistled down just short of the goal line.
Well, after that last blitz pickup, if anybody would have deserved to get a touchdown as a payoff for his hard work, it would have been Donald Brown. That's an excellent trap block by Kyle DeVan. Pulling from the right guard spot, comes over. And look how close Donald Brown is to getting in. And you can see his helmet and shoulder pad were in the end zone, but the ball was not. Great spot by the official.
Donald Brown, the deep back behind Manning. Brown, the handball. Bounces to the outside, still on his feet, touchdown!
Donald Brown, you did okay on that drive. You might just make the team. And Colts got to go for 2 in this situation. Try to put themselves with a 7-point lead.
The Jets' lead lasted just 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Reggie Wayne to the top of the screen, Austin Collie to the bottom. Donald Brown, and he's going to come up short. Fine defense on that side of the line by the New York Jets. Back in Indianapolis, the Colts found themselves down on the scoreboard. It didn't take them long to go back on top again. 4 minutes 35 seconds. Manning 4 out of 4, good for 61 yards on that drive. It is 15-10 Indy. Brad Smith, he of the 106-yard return, will not run this one out. Average Jets drive, their own 16. They start from their 20-yard line here. Sanchez looking around, throws, and that catch is made across the 25-yard line by Jericho Cotchery. Let's give some props to Donald Brown. And once again, Dan.
Here he is right here, Greg. Watch him carry out the fake, almost fall down, and then come back, identify the blitzer on the other side of the formation, come back across and pick up Leonard, and then this is the way that Donald Brown finishes off a heck of a drive, bouncing off 2 tacklers, great pad level, legs keep moving. And Indianapolis retakes the lead.
On 2nd and 4, the game is to Sean Green. And not much there for Green. The line of scrimmage will be the 27-yard line. And there is Donald Brown, who has had the lion's share of work since Joseph Adai has had just 1 carry since the first quarter.
Well, and keep in mind that Donald Brown, his legs are fresh. He didn't play the last 3 games. He had a chest injury, so his first work in a month, and he's getting a lot of it and doing the most with it.
2 for 7 on third downs tonight for the Jets. Sanchez throws the quick out, and that is complete and out of bounds. Braylon Edwards, first down.
Well, a couple good throws so far on this drive by Mark Sanchez. That one is a real beauty, right onto the hands of Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards, who had a big play last week, a 65-yard touchdown, the first time that he's really blown one open for the Jets.
Back to the ground game, and Green running hard out to about the 38-yard line. Braylon Edwards, when talking to him last night, he said he's excited to see the progress that Mark Sanchez has made week to week.
Well, and it has been up and down and all around, and pretty much what you'd expect. I know that maybe the expectations when we saw what Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco did their rookie years, maybe we thought that's what all rookies are going to do. That's not the way it works.
On 2nd and 7, play fake, Sanchez. And that one was at the feet of Braylon Edwards.
Well, there's Peyton Manning carrying on a discussion with Curtis Painter, number 7. His backup, who hasn't played one snap here in the regular season.
Meanwhile,
and for the first time, Painter, I've been watching him all game, is now throwing the ball on the sideline, starting to loosen up.
3rd and 7 for the Jets. And Sanchez calls timeout. Peyton Manning having a talk with his offensive line while his backup, Curtis Painter, was loosening up, and now Manning having a conversation with him as Sanchez looks at a 3rd and 7. Sanchez under the gun, throws far side, got his man across midfield. Cotchery makes the catch, and that's a first down for the Jets.
Oh, and that time it was the Jets offensive line that did a nice job of protecting Mark Sanchez. DeBrickashaw Ferguson over there doing a pretty decent job on Dwight Freeney with the spin move, and then something we've seen all year long from Mark Sanchez, how well he's able to move and use those feet to extend the play and buy himself a little time, and then he finishes it by throwing a really nice pass to Cotchery.
The Jets now at the Colt 46. Green to the 41.
Well, that was some good hard running by Sean Green. That's when you're a running back and you can make people bounce off of you like that. That's a satisfying feeling.
Sean Green, as you look at Manning and Colley on the sideline. Green with 44 yards to Jones's 34 so far today. Green again. Tripped up as he crossed the 40 to the 39. Irvin Baldwin, number 94, making the defensive stop for Indianapolis. That'll bring about a 3rd and 3.
Well, this is, to this point, we'll see what happens on this 3rd down, but this has been a very responsive drive by the Jets to that Indianapolis touchdown. Converting some 3rd downs, doing it with a mixture of running and passing. And this crowd finally getting into it here a little bit.
Brad Smith flanks out to the near side of the field.
Freeney again. Oh, they didn't block Freeney again. Are you kidding me? Are they trying to kill Sanchez? How is this possible? Dwight Freeney's got to be going, are you kidding me? This is the greatest day of my life. And Sanchez, to his credit, almost gets away from Freeney. He's not able to keep his feet. He ducked him but couldn't recover. But man, guys, you can't do that.
T.J. Rushing, fair catch at the 9-yard line. Peyton Manning has his helmet on. For the first time all season, someone other than Peyton Manning will take the snap at quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. It is the 6th-round draft pick, Curtis Painter, and the give is to Donald Brown, and that play goes nowhere. Painter is the number 2 quarterback. It's usually Jim Sorgi, but Sorgi is hurt.
Sorgi's on injured reserve with an injured shoulder, and Painter, who played his college football down the road at Purdue, is I'm sure right now his heart, it's beating somewhere over 100 beats a minute. I'm sure of that.
On 2nd and 10, on the quick slant, he's got his receiver, number 81, Hank Basket.
Well, a lot of confidence being shown here by Tom Moore and the Colts offense inside your own 20-yard line, letting the rookie go ahead and air it out. We've got a timeout down on the field.
We're going to measure for first down.
They're going to bring out the chains here. It's Jim Sorgi right there.
And just late this week, Indianapolis signed rookie Drew Willie to be their number 3 quarterback. There he is.
He was on the Colts practice squad, and he got elevated to the active roster. Now, what remains to be seen is if, in fact, we have seen the last of number 18 right there, because he's got his helmet on now. He can hear the plays and everything being called in, but you got to wonder if somehow the Jets were to retake the lead, how many wild horses it would take to keep Peyton Manning off the field.
3rd and 1. Brown trying to turn the corner, and he cannot. He is brought down back at about the 17 or 18-yard line. David Harris, number 52, led the charge, and listen to the boos.
Not every day that a 14-0 team gets booed on the way over to the sideline. that is one discriminating audience.
Jericho Cotchery is deep for the Jets, who could use some good field position. Oh, what a kick from the 25. Sanchez and the Jets with their best starting field position of the day at their own 40-yard line. Here's Sean Green. Green spinning across 45 out to about the 48.
And he's pretty much, the ball has gone right where he wanted it to go.
Here's Green again with a first down and then some inside the 45-yard line. And I was going to add, Dan, that the sacks have not been his fault.
No, they have not been his fault. And I wouldn't blame Mark Sanchez the next time they're in some 3rd and long situation. And if Dwight Freeney continues to play, and now with Manning on the sideline, you got to wonder if we've seen the end of Dwight Freeney. But I would certainly ask my guys to, would you consider identifying him and maybe putting a hat on him?
Or we'd be happy to identify him for them. First down at the 44. Sean Green, left side, inside the 40. Some hard running to the 38 where Daniel Muir makes the stop. Once again, the Colts looking to become the 2nd team to start the regular season at 15-0. They're looking for a 24th straight regular season win. The Jets trying to avoid elimination with a loss. A win today and a win next week against the Bengals puts the New York Jets into the postseason.
Those top 2 things are kind of nice. The bottom 2 are necessities.
Sanchez to throw. Short pop over the middle, and that's incomplete. Pass intended for the tight end Dustin Keller, and Gary Brackett was there to break it up.
Well, Gary Brackett, one of the co-captains of the team, and their starting middle linebacker, he's still out there in this game. You know, there's just a question. This is not college where you dress 100 guys. You just can't run out an entire second unit. Some of your starters got to keep playing.
Colt fans to their feet on 3rd and 4.
Freeney's out there.
Sanchez throws, incomplete. Intended for Cotchery.
Well, Jim Caldwell still has some of his starters playing. Dwight Freeney was out there on that 3rd and long situation.
And the Jets will look to Steve Weatherford to pin the Colts deep. I'm surprised there weren't about 8 guys blocking Dwight Freeney on the play.
Well, there were 2 over there. DeBrickashaw Ferguson did a good job.
TJ rushing is deep. Let's see what Weatherford does with this. Hangs it high. And it drops inside the 5 and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. 1:38 to play in the 3rd.
Well, this was kind of nice. I think a lot of the Colts fans who maybe were upset about the people who booed Curtis Painter going off the field. There was a semi-standing ovation for Painter when he went out and took the huddle this time.
Play fake. Lost the football. It's loose inside the 5-yard line. The Jets cover for the touchdown. Marcus Douglas recovered for the touchdown. And how quickly those cheers turned to boos.
Well, and that's Curtis Painter standing there. The clock in the back of his head doesn't go off. Calvin Pace comes around the corner. Painter not sensing the rush from the backside. Tries to get into it, but there's no doubt that ball was knocked loose by Pace. He's still in the cocking position, his arm going backwards, not forward. That looked to me, we're going to get a challenge, but that looked to me like that wasn't even close, was it?
Just as a point of interest, Peyton Manning did not lose a single fumble all season long.
Indianapolis is challenged that it was an incomplete pass.
So Terry McAulay will go under the hood and take a look.
Well, let's look at it one more time. He starts the wind up there. It's not even close to his hand going forward.
No.
Not even close. But that's a ball that if that's Peyton Manning, it is long gone by the time Calvin Pace gets there. There the hand finally starts forward. And the ball is long gone. Okay, now I think we've established it's a fumble.
And Marcus Douglas pounces on the ball at the 1 and crawls into the end zone.
Which he is able to do. He's not touched. That's correctly ruled on the field by the officiating crew as a touchdown.
Now the Colts are not one for giving up sacks easily. But again, that's a tribute to how quickly Peyton Manning gets rid of the football. That's the first they've allowed in 146 attempts.
Here it is one more time. Calvin Pace gets around the corner working against Tom Sandy, the tight end. I'm just really surprised that the Colts even bothered to challenge us. I just don't. It was pretty apparent that that was a fumble all the way.
Now, of course, assuming that this touchdown stands up, the next little mystery is, will Peyton Manning come off the sideline at the next possession?
I'm surprised it's taking Terry McAulay this long to look at this.
After review, the ball was knocked loose from the quarterback's hand prior to the hand going forward. The ruling on the field stands and is confirmed. Indianapolis is charged with their first timeout.
So give the Jets the touchdown.
And now the Jets are going to go for 2. A 1-point lead doesn't do them much of anything here, so they're going to try to go up by 3.
What an unpredictable game this can be, Dan.
Yes, it is. See, the Jets haven't had a successful 2-point conversion yet.
Thomas Jones in the backfield. Sanchez rolling, throwing, he's got it. Complete to the tight end, Dustin Keller. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Jets are up 3.
Well, the defense scored the touchdown, but the offense did their part here, coming in for the 2-point conversion. And again, Mark Sanchez, because of his legs, is able to stretch it out. And Keller that's just so hard to defend. Now, what happened to Painter happens to a lot of guys, but not around these parts.
Chad Simpson at the goal line. And won't make it back to the 20. He's buried at the 15-yard line. Let's go back to that play one more time.
Yeah, let's look at it one more time. That's plant right about there is where Peyton Manning normally gets rid of the football, and Calvin Pace is really left to just get in there. That's what defenders have done for years. And Curtis Painter, I don't think there was any question that he would be back in. It would be unfair, I think, to make a change after one series.
But that was the reason for the boos.
Yeah, we may have seen the last of Manning.
On the 16-yard line. This is Brown.
And this crowd is unhappy. They want to see a team go for 16-0, and there is no right and wrong here. It's not for us to say that Caldwell and Pullian are wrong in the way this is going down right now.
2nd and 10.
It's still and always will be about winning a Super Bowl.
Painter throwing, crossing pattern. Robinson dropped it. You know, I was going to ask you, Dan, as a player, you can't help but want that undefeated season, but you're right, the big picture is what's important here.
Well, yeah, the big picture is what's important, but yet you still look that a lot of the frontline guys are out there. You know, just because Peyton Manning is on the sideline, that doesn't mean, look, there's Hugo. You take a look at it. Lilja's still out there. Saturday's still out there.
Yeah, but I guess it's who isn't out there.
Yeah, it's now about who isn't, but yeah, as a player, you ask the players, I guarantee it's universal. They want to go for it.
3rd and 10. Painter had it tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete. 7 offensive plays, no yards for Painter and the Colts.
Well, there's no Reggie Wayne out there. There's no Dallas Clark out there. It's Painter, and it's not that the other guys don't get paid to play as well, but Peyton Manning's not the only guy sitting this out now.
Cottrell from the 41. Midfield. And into Colt territory to the 46-yard line where TJ Rushing makes the stop. 26 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. From the Colt 45. Needing a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Thomas Jones. Looks like about 3.5 tough yards. And with that, the 3rd quarter will wind down.
You can see the look on Manning's face as he walked away. It'd be silly of me to try to tell you what was being discussed, but
it probably wasn't Tom Moore's call.
I think we can all guess.
Brad Smith taking the snap. Running the option and keeping it with running room. 30, 26-yard line. Jacob Lacey makes the stop.
Well, this is what you can, when you've got a quarterback who is a running threat, and you can see the Colts just grossly overplayed the possibility of him going to the outside or pitching it.
And Sanchez stays on the sideline.
Sure, why not stay there until the Colts make a play and force you out of this. It was the Seminole with Leon Washington. Maybe it's the Tiger with a Missouri Tiger back there now.
Smith looking for running room and not finding any. Getting stacked up at the 25. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, you got to wonder is, you know, and this is the interesting part about when Peyton Manning goes to the sideline. How does that affect everybody else on the team? How does that affect all the guys playing defense for the Colts? You know,
it shouldn't, but human nature being what it is, it would have to.
Well, you got to raise the question. No, you're right, it shouldn't. But I guarantee it does.
Sanchez, deep drop, time, throwing. Side of the field, incomplete. Cotchery made the catch, but couldn't come down inbounds. Pretty good throw by Mark Sanchez.
Well, it certainly shows you why he was the 5th overall pick of the draft, because this thing had some smoke on it. And it was a great job of getting the right foot in, but the left one, the toe, is about 2 inches out. That's how close that was. Look, you could see the little rubber chips come up where he dragged the right foot, Cotchery did. But his lead foot was about 2 inches onto the white stripe.
Sanchez fighting the play clock now, which is down to 3. He got the snap off. Big blitz. Pass is low and incomplete. Inside the 15-yard line, intended for Braylon Edwards.
Well, Edwards working against the rookie, Jacob Lacey. You know, Lacey has played an awful lot of football for the Colts this year. And he did a really good job of interfering with Braylon Edwards. I'm surprised that didn't get flagged. He grabbed Edwards right around the waist to keep him from getting away. That one got by the official.
Here is Jay Feely from 43 yards out. On its way and looking pretty good. And the Colts have been outscored here in the second half, 18-6 by the Jets. Chad Simpson at the goal line. 20. And out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. From the 26-yard line, that pass is complete to Austin Collins. Now the Jets, keep in mind, offensively, have not been burning up the scoreboard. They have 2 field goals, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. But they lead at 21-15.
Well, the number 1 offensive line of the Colts has remained in the game, but most of the other cast members have changed.
Painter throws. Nice play defensively on this side of the field by Darrelle Revis.
There's Dallas Clark on the sideline. Reggie Wayne has gone to his baseball cap. And I can only assume that it's an awkward feeling for these guys. Players play, and players want to win every time they play. And obviously, I've never been in this situation, but it's awkward's the only word that comes to mind.
Third and 4. Pressure. Painter on the run. And goes down at the 34-yard line. Well, Dan, understandably, the Colts were not open about what their plans were going to be. But wouldn't it surprise you if it had not been thoroughly discussed with the team during the week?
You know, I don't know. If you talk to the Colts players, they say they don't talk about it. They prepare as if they're going to play the whole game. Certainly Jim Caldwell and Bill Polian, the president of the team, you know they talked about it, and I'm sure talked about it at length and had a plan coming into this game. Whoa!
No
Got a guy
flag.
blocked into the...
No flag going to be thrown. Jericho Cotchery makes the fair catch back at the 20-yard line.
Well, Terry McCauley saying that he was blocked into McAfee. That was Eric Smith back there.
From the 21-yard line, Sean Green, running room, 30, out to the 33 or the 34-yard line. And the #1 rushing game in the National Football League would do well to step forward now. And we have a Jet down on the field.
I believe Sean Green did not get up after that run. Well, he falls on awkwardly on that right arm and right shoulder. You can see him. He clutched at that
right wrist.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, you could see when he went down, he wasn't able to protect that right shoulder and right arm, and he landed really hard.
Number 23, Sean Green, trying to feel better on the sideline. Gary Brackett, just one of the many Indianapolis regulars on defense that's on the sideline. Thomas Jones in the backfield. Sanchez throws. That is complete to Dustin Keller, and Keller out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 2. Thomas Jones running for a first down across midfield into Colt territory for a first down.
All right, let's take a look at things over in the NFC. Of course, the Saints at 13 and 2. The Vikes with an outstanding year. As you can see, Arizona has already won the West, but the East still in play. The Eagles have clinched a playoff spot, but not the division.
Green Bay clinching a playoff spot today. The New York Giants not looking very playoff worthy today, did they?
They got thumped.
The give is to Thomas Jones, and Jones. And that ground game begins to gear up for the Jets to the 42.
Well, this was the ground game that wasn't there early in the ball game. They weren't able to get anything done in the first quarter, but Brian Schottenheimer and this offense, they've stayed with it. They've hammered away, and they've found some success. Now, granted, it's not against a lot of the frontline players, but still, when those guys were still in there, the Jets were finding a lot more running room.
Sean Green rushed for 79 yards. Jones is up to 55 on the day. 2nd and 4. Jones. And right at the first down marker at about the 38-yard line.
Mark Sanchez has been, well, we used the word earlier, efficient. Yeah, and I think he hasn't turned the ball over. His ball security has been good. 12 of 19. His percentage is decent. Not for many yards. 12 completions for 106. He hasn't really stretched the field at all. But I don't think that's what they were asking him to do, and it's hard to stretch the field against this Colts defense. They play that shell and want a lot of things to happen in front of them.
The Jets 4 out of 12 on 3rd down today. And Sanchez with the keeper and has enough for the first down. You know, should this score stand up, and that's not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination, but there's going to be a lot talked about the Colts' decision to rest so many of their regulars, including Peyton Manning. I come down on the side of big picture, Dan. There are so many arguments whether or not you should go for a perfect season or not. Not the least of which is there are people tired of watching Mercury Morris pop champagne every time the last undefeated team loses.
When the Colts host the divisional playoff game on either the 16th or 17th, they're not going to be talking about the 27th of December.
Thomas Jones. And the Jets not only eating up some ground, eating up some clock.
Well, you know, since the first quarter, where the Jets had a grand total of 9 yards rushing, you know, they have really gotten after it since. Now up to almost 140 yards rushing since the first quarter. So 138 since that pretty pitiful first quarter.
2nd and 3. 6 out of 7 plays on this drive on the ground, and here's another. Jones outside, running room, 20, 15, 10. Out of bounds, just short of the goal line.
Well, you are who you are, and the Jets are a running football team. Alan Faneca comes around. He's supposed to be making a block at the line of scrimmage, and he's got to run 30 yards downfield to find himself an Indianapolis Colt to hit.
Jamie Silva with the saving block out of bounds.
And Thomas Jones getting close to 100 yards. He's up to 95.
And the Colts will use a timeout. That is their second timeout taken in this half, and it stops the clock with 7:04 remaining in regulation.
Thomas Jones, 31 years old. He's, you know, it's remarkable how productive he has been over the years.
Jones looking for the touchdown. No signal yet. Jones had 95 before that carry. He probably has 95 and a half right now.
Quite a scrum down there trying to get everybody up and out of there.
Stage of the game, Dan, when you're on the ground, you feel like you just don't want to get up.
Well, I think you hop up quicker when you're winning.
That's Brandon Moore, last man up.
And I don't think this is because he's tired. Brandon Moore, the big right guard. Of the 5 guys up front, 4 of them were #1 draft picks.
And this has been.
And he is not.
This has been a very, very steady and healthy offensive line for the New York Jets.
I believe this is their 30th consecutive start. And that is what the Jets are, ranked #1 in total defense and running offense. As you see, that's since 1970. And if the Jets should go on and win this game, you know, some days are just better than others. And this would qualify for the Jets. The Jacksonville Jaguars lost. The Baltimore Ravens lost. The Miami Dolphins lost. All 3 teams that they needed to have lose today so that they could be in charge of their own direction. And then they have to beat Indianapolis and they have to beat Cincinnati to get in. And they might be 4/5 of the way there.
2nd and goal. Jones following Richardson. Did he get to the end zone this time? No, it isn't. He stopped short again.
Well, good for the Colts. They're not going to just roll over. Good get penetration there. Freddie Keough, number 54. He's going to knife through right there. He's the first guy to get an arm on Thomas Jones. Mark Sanchez was to come around the corner on a bootleg or a keeper. He'd walk right in.
Here's Jones to the end zone for the touchdown.
And you see Rex Ryan flashing for 2.
Red zone hasn't been very kind to the Jets over the last couple of games. And here's their first offensive touchdown of the day.
Thomas Jones found himself a nice little hole right there. Robert Turner, an extra offensive lineman, provided a pretty good block, but nice surge there by Mangold, Moore, and Woody.
And the best part of that drive for the Jets, it took 6 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. And now they'll go for 2. Sanchez, quick slant, he's got it. That was too easy. Braylon Edwards. They lead at 29-15, 5:38 to play in regulation. Chad Simpson from the 5. And running room across the 25. And he is whistled down at the 26-yard line. And on 4 drives, Painter has managed a total of 9 yards on offense. Throws over the middle now, and that one is complete across the 45 to Tom Santee, and a first down.
And Peyton Manning has not had anything on his face since he came out of that game except a look of, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, disdain. He's upset. And who wouldn't after losing your first game of the year, if that's what happens.
Painter moving, throwing to the sideline, and that catch is made at the 44-yard line by Hank Baskett. So 2 quick completions by Painter.
Well, good for Curtis Painter, because this just couldn't have been a more miserable day for anybody than it has been for him. He's a local kid, went to high school in Vincennes, Indiana, lives in Yorktown, Indiana, was a hero at Purdue.
Trying to be a hero in relief of Peyton Manning. The throw to the side, picked off by Dwight Lowery, and the Jets will take over. And how quickly the cheers can turn to boos.
Well, he just doesn't. He's throwing into complete double coverage. Lowry was underneath, and the reality is, if Lowry wouldn't have intercepted this, I think Lito Shepherd would have stepped in front of it, and he would have picked it off. I think Lowry just took one away from Lito Shepherd. The third guy in line was the Colt.
So the Jets with a 2-touchdown lead. Sean Green back into the backfield. Under 5 minutes to play. And the ground game will go to work again. Here's Green to the 45.
Well, it didn't turn on that play. It turned when Painter took the huddle in relief of man.
On 2nd and 7. Green to about the 46. Douglas with the fumble recovery at the 1, turning it into a touchdown. Brad Smith's big play. And since Peyton Manning departed, the Jets have outscored the Colts 19-0 and have fired up their playoff hopes.
Well, and that's the way the Jets had to win. Let's face it, the Colts are a better football team than the Jets. How do you beat a better football team? You get a defensive score, you get a special team score. That recipe has been around for a long time.
Under 3.5 to play. Sanchez looking at a 3rd and 6. And they'll keep it on the ground. First down and then some. Inside the 45, Jamie Silva makes the stop on Sean Green.
And the number 1 and number 2 seed are already set with the Colts and the Chargers.
This is Thomas Jones.
Yet to be determined are those wild card spots, as there remain a whole bunch of teams in the mix in the AFC.
By the way, Thomas Jones, 97 yards rushing today. Sean Green, 95.
But as we look at all those teams in contention for one of those 2 remaining wild card spots, one of them is totally in control of their own destiny.
On 2nd and 9, going to give it to Thomas Jones, and Jones tripped up as he crossed the 40-yard line. On 3rd and 7, Thomas Jones straight ahead. Our whole crew, including our statistician Joe Castellano, Andy Lepushnik, and our spotter Mike Gluck, all of us wish you all a very happy New Year. You too, Dan.
Well, thank you, Greg. Same to you. As always, it's fun being with you. Jim Caldwell, his streak ends. A rookie head coach who gets off to a pretty decent start.
He kind of gets a taste of what everybody else has gone through this season.
Jim, this is what it's like to lose an NFL game. He's now 14-1 as a head coach in this league.
And knowing him, he will not back off of his decision one iota in the postgame.
No, because it's all now just about going forward. Yeah, Peyton Manning has indigestion, and a lot of the players do, because I'm sure they would have liked players. The only reason you play is to win. But they'll put this in the rearview mirror really quickly, and now it's just all about getting ready for the playoffs.
Ball's gone. Up the middle, incomplete. The New York Jets scored 38 points at Oakland. That was their largest scoring output of the season. This is number 2 at 29. The Jets win today moves them to 8-7 and moves them right into the wild card hunt. And a win over Cincinnati next week puts them in the postseason.
With no help needed anyplace else. And that is always the best of positions to be as a football player, or any sport for that matter.
And easy for a coach to coach, isn't
no
it?
scoreboard watching except the game you're playing in.
On 2nd and 10, Painter on the run. In trouble. He got rid of it just as he got hammered at the 25-yard line by Brian Thomas.
He won't say all that he's really thinking.
3rd and 10, Painter with time, throwing, and it is almost intercepted. Dwight Lowry. With 46 seconds to play. So it will be a happy ride home for these New York Jets.
And they get to stay at home where they will host the Bengals next Sunday. A Bengal team that clinched their division today.
The message will be pretty simple for Rex Ryan this week, won't it?
It'll be fun at the press conference.
Yes,
I'm sure of that.
Painter on 4th and 10, running out of time, and he goes down at the 28-yard line.
Maybe Rex ought to say, well, we're out of the playoffs. It worked for him last week. Maybe he ought to try to, maybe a reprise this week.
Little offense, little defense, little special teams all combined for the New York Jets today. As they move to 8-7 on the year, and the Colts fall to 14-1.
Well, for the Jets, a W is a W. Doesn't matter whether Peyton Manning played the whole game or not. They'll take it, and they will run out of time.
Indy has no more timeouts. Mark Sanchez will take a knee, and that will do it. Sanchez and the Jets stay alive and go home to face the Bengals with a chance to go to the postseason next week. For Jim Caldwell, the first loss of his young coaching career.
I need a picture of you applauding right quick, please.
Peyton Manning, handshakes all around, and you know he will be swarmed when he reaches the locker room. Our final score, the Jets 29, the Colts 15.